Shri Ganesha Sharada Gurubhyo Namaha Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedhuse Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Welcome to all for this session on Ramayana to chapter 4 of Yuddha Kanda. In the previous chapters, we were seeing Rama and Sugriva discussing regarding what need to be done in order to cross the ocean, while they both came to the conclusion, let us march towards the sea, and once we reach the ocean, we may find a way. But in the meantime, Hanuman tried to encourage both of them, saying that whether we construct a bridge or not, few of us could jump over the ocean and reach Lanka, and we can help out in conquering the Lanka all on our own. Yet Rama and Sugriva are thinking practically what is the way to go forward, but seeing the enthusiasm of the entire army and also seeing the urgency of the situation and the very much short time that is left for Sita to be released, they immediately set out towards Lanka. Having listened to the judicious and well reasoned speech of Hanuman, the illustrious Rama, true hero spoke, saying, now that you have told me everything concerning Lanka, a dread citadel of terrible demons, I shall make preparation to destroy it without delay. This is the truth. O Sugriva, be gracious enough to order our departure. The sun is in mid heaven and has entered the constellation of victory. As for Sita's objector, he shall never escape wherever he may go. When Sita learns of my approach, her hopes will revive as one who, having drunk poison and on the point of death, quaffs the nectar of immortality. The northern planet Falguni is in the ascendant and will be in conjunction with the Hasta star tomorrow. Let us depart, O Sugriva, and let all the troops accompany us. Every portent is favorable. Having slain Ravana, I shall return with Sita, the daughter of Janaka. My right eyelid is twitching, which is an indication that victory is near and that my purpose will be accomplished. At these words, King Sugriva and Lakshmana, bowing low, paid obeisance to Rama, who, full of faith and versed in the moral law, spoke once again, saying, let General Nila, with a guard of 100,000 intrepid warriors, go before the army to explore the way. He should lead his forces speedily by the path where fruit, roots, shade, fresh water, and honey abound. In their wickedness, the demons are capable of destroying the roots and fruits and vitiating the water on the way. Keep them at a distance and be on your guard. Let those dwellers of the woods search the ravines and dense thickets in the forest in order to discover the ambushes of the enemy. Those who are weak should remain here in Kishkinda, for your task is formidable and demands endurance. Therefore, let the foremost of the monkeys, gifted with prodigious prowess, lead the vanguard, composed of hundreds and thousands of monkeys resembling the waters of the sea. Let Gaja, who is like unto a hill, and the exceedingly powerful Gavaya and Gavaksha go ahead like proud bulls leading the kine. The leader of the monkeys, Rishabha, skilled in leaping, should protect the right flank of the army, and the fiery Gandhamadana, resembling an elephant in Musta, should defend the left flank. I myself, mounted on the shoulders of Hanuman, like Indra on Airavata, will march in the center of my troops in order to encourage them. Lakshmana, who resembles death itself, will ride on the shoulders of Angada as Kubera, the lord of creatures, and god of wealth on Sarvabhauma, his own elephant. Let the mighty lord of the bears, Jambavan, with Sushena and the monkey Vegadarshi, all three protect the rear side of the army. Hearing Raghava's words, Sugriva, commander of the forces, gave his orders to the monkeys. Thereupon, a multitude of monkeys, eager to fight, issued from the caves and mountain peaks, leaping on all sides, honored by the king of the monkeys, as also by Lakshmana. The virtuous Rama, accompanied by hundreds and thousands of monkeys resembling elephants, set out in a southerly direction, and under Sugriva's command, the great army in high spirits, betraying its delight, escorted him. Guarding the flanks of the army and pressing forward, they ran towards the south, leaping on all sides, emitting leonine roars, growling and shouting, feeding on honey and delicious fruits, brandishing great trees and flowering shrubs. In their pugnacity, some lifted their fellows up and threw them down, or climbed on each other's backs, vying with one another in turning somersaults. We will slay Ravana with all his nocturnal rangers. Thus did the monkeys roar in the presence of Rama. Going in advance of the army, Rishabha, the valiant Nila, and also Kumuda cleared the way with the assistance of innumerable monkeys. In the center, the king Sugriva, Rama, and Lakshmana, scourges of their enemies, were surrounded by countless redoubtable warriors. The courageous monkey Shatabali, at the head of 10 crores, was in himself sufficient to protect the entire host of monkeys. With an escort of the 100 crores, Kesari and Panasa, Gaja and Arka with their battalions protected the flanks of that army, while Sushena and Jambavan, surrounded by a multitude of bears, having placed Sugriva at the head, formed the rear guard. The valiant General Nila, a lion among monkeys who excelled in marching, constantly inspected the ranks, and Valimukha, Prajanga, Dambha, and the monkey Rabhasa went about everywhere encouraging the Plavangamas. While those lions among monkeys advanced on every side, proud of their strength, beheld the great mountain Sakhya, crowned with hundreds of trees and lakes and lovely pools covered with flowers. Under the command of Rama of searing wrath, skirting the precincts of cities and public highways, vast and terrible army of monkeys like the ocean tide surged forward with a thunderous sound. So they kept avoiding any cities where there is a human dwelling, and also the main highways, because they wanted to take a route where they, being unnoticed, need to move towards the southern side of the ocean. Like the ocean tide surged forward with a thunderous sound. The side of the son of Dasharatha, those heroic monkeys bounded forward with agility like swift steeds urged on by the spur, and those foremost of men borne on the shoulders of the monkeys appeared beautiful like the sun and moon in conjunction with those two great planets, Rahu and Ketu, and honored by the king of the monkeys. And Lakshmana, Rama, accompanied by his army, proceeded towards the south. Then Lakshmana, mounted on Angada's shoulders, spoke to Rama, who was accomplishing his design in sweet accents, saying, having regained Vaidehi and slain Ravana, her abjector, thus fulfilling your purpose, you will return to Ayodhya, who too will be gratified. I perceive auspicious omens in the heaven and on the earth. O descendant of Raghu, indicating the success of your enterprise, a favorable wind blows behind the army that is soft, health giving, and auspicious. Birds and beasts emit cheerful and sonorous sounds. All the quarters are serene, and the sun shines clearly. Ushana's Brigu's son too wears the auspicious aspect for you, and the pole star is accompanied by adverse planets, the seven rishis pure and brilliant circumambulating it. Before Before us shines the grandfather of the high-souled Ikshvakus, the immaculate Trishanku, accompanied by his priest, and the twin Vishakas, our racial star, gleam free from obstruction. Nairata, the ruling star of the Titans, or Nirarata, the ruling star of Titans, is badly aspected and in opposition to the rising planet Dhumaketu, presaging the overthrow of the Titans. Those about to die in their last hour become a prey to Graha. The water of the lakes is fresh and tastes sweet. The woods are laden with fruit. Fragrant breezes blow softly, and the trees are flowering out of season. O Lord, the army of the monkeys looks splendid in its formations, like the celestial host at the destruction of Taraka. Surveying the whole scene, O noble one, you should experience supreme delight. Thus did Saumitri speak in gay tones to his elder brother in order to console him, and meantime the army of monkeys advanced, covering the earth. The dust raised by those mighty bears and monkeys, furnished with nails and claws, enveloped the whole earth, and the splendor of the sun was obscured. Like a mass of cloud enveloping the sky, that monkey army advanced in solid formation, encompassing the southern region as they pressed on mile, crossing the rivers and streams against the current. They traversed many leagues in one stretch, resting by lakes of pure water, passing over mountains covered with forests, across plains, through woods laden with fruit, skirting them or passing through the center. They went on, covering the entire earth, and their countenances manifesting joy. They ran with the swiftness of the wind. All those monkeys were jealous in Rama's service, each vying with the other in high spirits, vigor, and prowess. Some, proud of their youth and supple limbs, increased their pace, running with extreme speed and executing handsprings, and some of their rangers of the woods shouted, Killa, Killa, lashing their tails and stamping on the earth, while others with upraised arms broke off the trees and rocks here and there or climbed to the summit of the mountains like true mountaineers. Emitting loud cries and roaring, they frequently tore down handfuls of creepers with their thighs. In their energy, with their jaws set, some juggled with rocks and trees. It was by hundreds and thousands and millions that these formidable monkeys covered the earth with their splendor. That great army of monkeys, full of energy, proceeding under Sugriva's orders, eager for battle and anxious to deliver Sita, did not linger even for an instant. Then Rama, seeing the Sakya and Malaya mountains with their dense woodlands, frequented by various kinds of wild animals and marvelous forests, streams and rivers, went towards them, and the monkeys broke down Champaka, Tilaka, Kuta, Praseka, Sindhubaraka, Dinisha, Karavira, Ashoka, Karanja, Plaksha, Negroda, Jambuka, and Amalaka trees, and seated on their enchanting plateaus, the forest trees, shaken by the wind, covered them with flowers. A soft breeze, fresh and perfumed with sandal dew, while the bees hummed in the nectar scented woods. From this mountain rich in ore, the dust raised by those monkeys enveloped that immense army on all sides. On the smiling mountain slopes, Ketaka trees, Sindhuvara, charming Vasanti, scented Madhavi, clumps of jasmine, Tiribilva, Madhuka, Vanjula, Vakula, Ranjaka, Tilaka, Nagavriksha, all in flower, with Kuta, Patalika, Kovidara, Muchulinda, Arjuna, Shimshapa, Kutaja, Hintala, Tinisha, Shurnaka, Nipaka, the blue Ashoka, Sarala, Ankola, and Padmaka trees bloomed and teemed with monkeys disporting themselves there. Enchanting lakes and pools frequented by waterfowl, ducks, and herons were to be found on that mountain, which was the haunt of boars, deer, bears, hyenas, lions, and tigers, inspiring terror, and innumerable venomous snakes infested it. Kumudas, Utpalas, and many other flowers embellished the lakes, and flocks of birds of various kinds sang on that mountain side. Having bathed in those waters and quenched their thirst, the monkeys began to disport themselves and splashing one another, climbing the mountain, they plucked the delicious fruits as fragrant as amrita, and the roots and flowers from the trees, yellow as honey themselves, they delighted, feasted on the combs a drona in size, which were suspended from the trees, and shaking the lovely branches and letting them spring back again, they tore down the creepers, some drunk with nectar, dancing joyfully as they continued on their way. Some climbed the trees, others quenched their thirst, and the whole earth covered with monkeys resembled a field of ripe corn. Reaching the Mahendra mountain, the long armed Rama, whose eyes resembled lotus petals, climbed to the summit adorned with various trees, and from that peak, the elder son of King Dasharatha beheld that vast sea with its rising waves full of fish and turtle. Having crossed the Sakya and Malaya mountains, the army halted in their ranks along the shores of the sea with its thundering waves. Then that foremost of men, Rama, descended from the heights and, accompanied by Lakshmana and Sugriva, quickly entered a lovely wood on the shores of the ocean, and reaching that immense strand strewn with boulders washed by the billowing waves, he spoke thus: O Sugriva, we have reached the abode of Varuna. Now we should consider the matter with which we were formerly preoccupied. This ocean, the lord of rivers, with its vast expanse, is impossible to cross unless some special course be adopted. Let us camp here, therefore, and deliberate on the means by which we can transport the army to the further shore. Speaking thus, the long armed hero, who had been rendered desolate by Sita's abjection, approached the sea and issued orders for the troops quartering. Let the whole army pitch their camp on the shore. O lion among monkeys, time has come to take counsel and devise some ways to cross the main. Let every leader remain with his forces, and under no pretext whatever shall we leave them. Meantime, they should find out if any ambush has been laid by the enemy. At Rama's command, Sugriva, assisted by Lakshmana, caused his forces to camp on the shore, which was covered with trees, and the monkey host looked resplendent like a second ocean whose waves were yellow as honey. Reaching that wooded shore, those lions of monkeys encamped, eager to reach the further side of the ocean, and the tumult caused by those forces pitching their tents could be heard above the roaring of the sea. That vast army of monkeys, commanded by Sugriva, ranged in three divisions, were deeply concerned with the accomplishment of Rama's mission. And from the shore where they were stationed, the monkey host gazed with delight on the vast ocean lashed by the tempest. Then those leaders of monkeys surveyed the abode of Varuna of limitless expanse, whose distant shore was inhabited by titans, rendered formidable by the ferocity of its sharks and crocodiles. That ocean with its foaming waves, at the close of the day and the approach of night, appeared to laugh and dance. When the moon rose though whose image was reflected limitlessly in its bosom. The ocean surged, swarming with gigantic sharks, whales, and great fish, strong like the tempest, and it was fathomless, abounding in serpents of full of flaming coils and many aquatic animals and reefs. In that ocean difficult to cross, whose waves are impossible, haunted by titans, the waves in which sharks and monsters swarm, rose and fell joyfully, whipped into the mountain by the breeze, emitting, emitting sparks and turbulent with its gleaming reptiles. The ocean, the dread refuge of the enemies of the gods, the eternal regions of hell resembled the sky, and there seemed no difference between them. The waters simulated the firmament, and the firmament the waters, both manifesting the same appearance, with the stars above and the pearls below, with which they were filled, and one with its racing clouds, and the other with its squadron of waves, caused the sea and sky to look identical. As waves clashed against waves without pause, the king of rivers emitted a terrific clamor like the sound of the beating of great gongs in the sky. With its murmuring waves, its innumerable pearls, and its monsters, as it were, pursuing it like a pack of hounds, the ocean, in the grip of a hurricane, seemed to lead excitedly, and the magnanimous monkeys surveyed the ocean lashed by the wind and the waves, which, whipped by its blast, seemed to groan. Struck with astonishment, those monkeys guarded the sea with its dashing waves rolling on and on. Thus come to the end, chapter 4 of Yuddha Kanda in Ramayana. Namaste Sharada Devi, Kashmira Puravasini, Twamaham Prarthaye Nityam, Vidya Danancha Dehime. Bye.